Joshua in the Old Testament, how the people of Israel came out from Egypt and they were given a promised land, but they had to take it and they had to trust God and believe God, and they had to obey God in order to inherit the promise that God had given them. And when they got into the promised land, obviously they had the battle of Jericho, and last night we were looking, not last night, Friday night, it's too many nights. Friday night we were looking at when the Israelite army were defeated because somebody hid some treasure under their tent, and we saw that we can't hide anything from God. God sees everything. God sees every part of our lives, and we can't hide from him. And so what happened was that after that battle, which they eventually won, the people in the land, all the different tribes and nations in the land, were afraid of Israel, of Joshua and Joshua's army and Joshua's God. And one tribe of people came up with a really good idea. They thought, I know what we'll do. We'll dress up, we'll put on our oldest clothes, we'll take some mouldy bread, some mouldy cheese, and we'll go to Joshua and say, we've come from a really, really long, long way away. We've heard about you. We want to make peace with you and be your friends and make an agreement together. And when they arrived at Joshua's camp, they got out their mouldy bread, they got out their mouldy cheese, they got out their carriers, their wineskins that were all cracked, and they said, we've come a really, really long way. They were lying. They tricked him. But Joshua didn't think to ask God. He just took it at face value, and he said, we want to be your friends. We want to make a covenant. We want to make a promise together that you will be our friends and we will be your friends and we'll be on each other's side. And Joshua said, yes, okay. And back in those days, if you made a promise like that, your life depended on it. A few days later, they realised they had been tricked. They'd been deceived. But the thing is, Joshua had given his word. And although these people had lied to him, he knew that he couldn't go back on his word. He'd made a promise. He'd made a promise that he would stick with these people. And do you know what happened? They made these people their servants who would help them in their thing. They said, we can't attack them, we can't fight against them, but we'll just make them our servants. And so they joined together with the people of Israel. The problem was, all the other tribes in the land heard about it, and they were really angry. I think maybe they thought, I wish we'd thought of it first, but they were angry, and they wanted to attack them. And Joshua and his army had to go to their aid. Now, I don't know if you know this, most of you will know this, and I keep going on about it, and I promise you, I don't know if I promise, this is the last time I'll go on about it, but a week ago, something very special happened to me. I got married. Come up, because you're a little. Right, is your microphone on?
Yes.
Right. Now the thing is, I'll be honest with you, Anna and I have only known each other for about 15 months. And just a quick question here. I wonder who's been married the longest here? Yes, it probably go on. Can tell us, Pearl.
I think it's about 62 years.
62 years. Is that one not working? Is that one working? Me? You want me to have one? I'm not on. Oh, how about that? Thank you. God, one day they'll get professionals working here. Okay, is that better? Can you hear me now? Right? So So Anna's only known me about 15 months. I don't know if you call that a whirlwind romance or whatever, but she agreed to marry me and now she's stuck with me. So I think it's about time she found out some things about me that she might not have known before. So we're going to play a little game of Would I Lie to You? So Anna, I'm going to tell you 5 things about myself. 3 are true, 2 are false. You can help her, okay? I will let you ask questions. I'm going to read the 5 facts.
Are these things I should have known before last Saturday?
There are definitely things you should have known. Okay. Statement number 1. Are you ready?
Right.
I once won a hot dog eating competition and I ate 35 sausages. Statement number 2. I once lost £14,000 on a TV game show.
Okay.
Statement number 3. You don't know these things, do you?
No.
Statement number 3. I got my canoeing bronze certificate being trained by the SAS. Statement number 4. I once walked on the red carpet at a film premiere with Nicolas Cage, John Hurt and Penelope Cruz. There were other celebrities there too, but there we are. Statement number 5. I have walked up the UK's highest mountain, Ben Nevis. Right, now Anna, you've got to, you can all help her,
Oh,
okay?
no. Okay.
We'll try number 1, right, because you've forgotten them already, haven't you? I once won a hot dog eating competition. What do you think?
No, I know you can eat a lot, but that's a lot of sausages.
Do you know, when I came in this morning, someone said, Alan's wearing a crop top. How rude, how rude. So, do you want to question me any more about that?
Were the sausages in bread?
Yeah, they were in bread rolls, and
Good gracious.
stupidly I had onions as well.
And did you have tomato ketchup?
I did, yeah, but not on all of them. But I found the ketchup made it just a bit easier to eat
Right.
because it softened it up.
I'm really struggling to believe this. I mean,
Well,
what do you think? What do you think, everyone?
Who thinks it's true?
Oh gosh.
Right. Thank you. Who thinks it's false? Anna, you're right, it's false.
Yeah.
I did win a cream cracker eating competition once though, but there we are. Statement number 2. I once lost £14,000 on a TV game show. What do you think?
That's a lot of money.
Joel was looking at me earlier saying, I've seen that face before.
Gosh. Oh, I don't
you can
know.
ask questions.
Was
Sorry?
it-
The TV show was called Take It or Leave It, and it was on that well-known channel called Challenge.
I don't know about that. £14,000.
£14,000.
So how come you lost it?
It's an embarrassing story. It wasn't my fault. The person I was with was convinced that the answer we were going to give was the right answer, and it was the wrong answer. It was a 50-50 and I got it wrong.
Oh, what do you think,
Shall I
everyone?
tell you what the question was? Do you want to know what the question is? It'd be interesting to know. What is ascorbic acid? Yeah, yeah.
But £14,000.
For £14,000, Anna,
Oh,
what is
gosh.
ascorbic acid?
I've got no idea.
What do you think? True or false? Who thinks it's true? True. Some of you. Who thinks it's false? And a lot of you are undecided. You're thinking, I'm not playing this game.
I think it's false.
It's true! Oh! Oh! Okay, number 3. And remember, you can ask me follow-up questions if you need to. I got my bronze canoeing certificate being trained by the SAS.
Whereabouts were you in your canoe?
I was in Anglesey, in the sea.
And what were you wearing at the time?
I was wearing shorts, t-shirt and a life vest.
And what was your connection with the SAS?
The guy who trained me was a personal friend of mine, and he was actually the first person into the Iranian embassy on the Iranian embassy siege.
Ooh.
That sounds like a tall tale, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's some good answers there.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. What does everybody else think?
True?
Yes, I think it's true.
False? It's true.
Ooh.
See, you're finding out all these things. Number 4. I once walked on the red carpet at a film premiere with Nicolas Cage, John Hurt, and Penelope Cruz, and others.
Now, I know you were once an extra in a film.
I was an extra in a film, that's why I didn't use that one. No, I was in a film with Danny Dyer and Bob Hoskins, believe it or not, but they cut me. You never saw it.
Oh, I don't know. Who were they? Penelope who?
Penelope Cruz. She
Yes.
was
They're quite high
married
profile.
to Tom Cruise at one point.
Yeah, quite high. I think it's false.
Well, I don't know. What do people think? What do people think? True or false? True. There's a divided couple. Husband believes me, wife doesn't. That tells you everything, doesn't it? What do you think? True? True? Oh, not many. False? Oh, you don't believe me. It's true.
Oh.
I got an invitation. I had a friend who worked for American Express who was sponsoring it, and I went to the premiere at Leicester Square of Captain Corelli's Mandolin. And I did actually brush against John Hurt.
Okay.
I was really excited about that. But there we are.
Now he's bragging.
Yeah, now I'm bragging. Right, last one. You should be able to get this by the power of deduction, really. I have walked up the UK's highest mountain, Ben Nevis.
When did you do that?
Well, it was about 4 years ago, and it was with my children, and we wanted to climb the 3 peaks. So we were going to do Snowdon, Scarfell Pike, and Ben Nevis. But unfortunately, on the way down, one of my children was injured, and we couldn't do the other 2 peaks.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I think that's... I don't know. I know you.
With the SAS.
I know you like climbing mountains, but what do you think, everyone?
By the power of deduction, it is false.
Yes.
I attempted to climb Ben Nevis, but my oldest daughter pulled her Achilles, and we had to abandon it 2/3 of the way up and bring her back down. So there we are, Anna. You've learned some things about me that you didn't know before. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's give Anna a big round of applause. She's going to need all the help she can get. So, as we were learning already, we learned about how Joshua was deceived. He was tricked. But the Gibeonites, who were the tribe that deceived him, they did it for a reason. They wanted to be safe. They were afraid of God, and they wanted to be safe. And in a way, you can understand why they would do it. Now, we live in a world where there are lots of things that are vying for our attention. There are a lot of things that will tell us this is the truth. John writes in one of his letters that we face a challenge, particularly as Christians, against the world, the flesh, and the devil. And all 3 of those things will try and trick us. Okay? We've got the politicians at the moment, haven't we? They all want to convince us we're the right person to lead the country. But how do we know if they're telling the truth? We don't, do we? We've got our physical bodies. Did you know your body can lie to you? Did you know that? My body tells me lies all the time. It says, go on, Alan, eat another Magnum. You know it makes sense. That bag of Doritos, and no more buying me Doritos, Sharon. That bag of Doritos, it's calling your name. Alan, eat me. My body tells me lies all the time. It tells me I can run up mountains. I can't. Not anymore. Not anymore. I've done it. And of course, the biggest deceiver is the devil. And the Bible says that sometimes he appears as an angel of light, that he will deceive us and take us away. Because you see, in the church, in the Christian message, there's a real core truth that is the real basis of the Christian message. And that is that when Jesus died on the cross, he died for the sins of the world. He died for you and he died for me so that we could be forgiven and have a new life. And anything that tells you otherwise, I'm going to say to you today, is a deception, is a lie. It's just not true. God loves us. The second thing I want to say, and I'm going to finish with this and then I'm going to hand over, is that Joshua made a promise. Even though he was deceived, he was a man of his word. And in the Christian life, we have to be people who keep promises. We have to be people of our word. Now, I know it's tricky. I've spoke to somebody this morning who didn't even know they were coming to church. And they might think, oh, I've been brought here under false pretenses or whatever. I'm really sorry if that's how it came across. But you could be here for lots of different reasons. But truth is truth. And I want to say this to you. God keeps his word. He always keeps his word. He promises that he will always look after us, that he will never leave us or forsake us. And I want to say to you today that if you were to invite Jesus into your life, he will keep his promise and you will be able to keep yours to follow him for the rest of your days.